NASCAR has launched a shocking countersuit against Michael Jordan's 23XY Racing and Front Row Motorsports. The legal battle directly targets Jordan's longtime business manager Curtis Polk and threatens the entire structure of stock car racing. This explosive conflict could demolish NASCAR's current business model and transform the sport forever. The battle for control of NASCAR's future has officially begun. The NASCAR legal battle has taken a dramatic turn, with NASCAR filing a bombshell 30-page countersuit specifically targeting Curtis Polk, Michael Jordan's longtime business manager and co-owner of 23XI Racing. This unprecedented move shifts the focus from team owners Jordan and Denny Hamlin to Polk personally, whom NASCAR accuses of being the ringleader behind the team's resistance to signing the new charter agreement. NASCAR's countersuit claims Polk willfully violated antitrust laws by orchestrating anti-competitive collective conduct during negotiations. Their attorneys allege he attempted to organize team boycotts of qualifying races for the 2024 Daytona 500, a claim that significantly escalates the stakes of this legal confrontation. NASCAR attorney Christopher Yates delivered a particularly pointed critique, stating, "I don't think Mr. Polk really understands the sport. I think he came into it, and his view is it should be much more like the NBA or other league sports." But it's not. This statement reveals NASCAR's fundamental argument that racing operates on a business model distinct from other professional sports leagues, a model they believe Polk fails to understand or respect. By directly targeting Jordan's trusted business manager, NASCAR has personalized what began as a structural dispute about revenue sharing and team ownership rights into a direct confrontation with Jordan's inner circle. Ouch. When's the last time you heard NASCAR officials publicly attack a team owner like this? So what's really at stake here? Nothing less than the entire economic structure of NASCAR. If 23XI and Front Row win their lawsuit, it could completely dismantle NASCAR's current charter system. Teams would negotiate entirely new agreements, potentially gaining a much larger share of revenue, more control over their future, and permanent ownership rights to their charters. But if NASCAR wins, they're making it clear they're perfectly fine without the charter system altogether. NASCAR attorney Yates stated bluntly, NASCAR has no intent of renegotiating the terms of the charter. Front Row and 23XI are threatening the charter system and its continuation, and NASCAR is fine without the charter system. That would mean teams lose their guaranteed race spots, minimum payouts, and other financial protections. For smaller teams, this could be catastrophic. At the heart of this lawsuit is a fundamental question. Is NASCAR an illegal monopoly? Jordan and Jenkins claim the France family has total control over everything from race rules to media rights to revenue distribution. They argue this concentration of power allows NASCAR to offer unfair terms to teams, who have nowhere else to go if they want to compete at stock car racing's highest level. NASCAR, meanwhile, argues that the charter system already guarantees teams nearly 50% of revenue, and that the teams are attempting to weaponize the antitrust laws to achieve their goals. But here's what's fascinating. This isn't just about money. It's about power. Who ultimately controls NASCAR's future? The France family who built it? Or the team owners who provide the cars and drivers that fans come to see? What's next in NASCAR's legal showdown with Michael Jordan? This high-stakes legal battle between NASCAR and Michael Jordan's 23XI Racing is set to escalate through a series of critical court dates. In May, NASCAR will head to appeals court regarding their challenge to a district court's ruling that allowed 23XI and Front Row Motorsports to compete with charters during the 2025 season despite not signing the agreement. Following this, around September or October, NASCAR will file a motion for summary judgment at the end of discovery, potentially seeking to end the case before trial. If that motion isn't granted by the court, a jury trial is scheduled to begin December 1st, 2025, where the fate of NASCAR's business model could be decided. Those hoping for a settlement to avoid this drawn-out legal process will likely be disappointed. NASCAR's attorney has bluntly stated that settlement is not likely, adding there's a misconception out there that what's happening here is the litigation will force a renegotiation, and that's not going to happen. This firm stance suggests NASCAR is prepared to fight through every stage of the legal process rather than compromise with Jordan's team and Front Row Motorsports on the charter agreement terms. Looks like both sides are digging in for a long, nasty legal fight. Why should race fans care about this legal battle happening in boardrooms and courthouses? Because this lawsuit could fundamentally reshape NASCAR's future. If teams gain more revenue and power, they could invest more in technology, hire better drivers, and create more competitive racing. On the flip side, if NASCAR dismantles the charter system, we could see smaller teams fold, fewer cars on track, and potentially less competitive racing. This is also bigger than just NASCAR. It represents a growing trend across sports where players and team owners are challenging league control. We've seen it in golf with LIV versus the PGA Tour, in college sports with NIL deals, and now in NASCAR. Are we witnessing the beginning of a new era in motorsports economics? Or will NASCAR's traditional model prevail? There's a fascinating irony to this entire situation. Michael Jordan transformed the NBA's economic landscape as a player. Now, as a NASCAR team owner, he's challenging the racing world's revenue model, seeking fairer team compensation. NASCAR contends Jordan misunderstands racing culture, attempting to force an NBA-style business approach where it doesn't fit. This battle transcends mere financial interests. It's a fundamental collision between two distinct sports philosophies and traditions. What teams are saying? The most revealing part of this whole saga might be what the other 32 teams who signed the charter agreement aren't saying. While they've remained largely silent publicly, NASCAR claims these teams believe they got a good deal. But attorney Jeffrey Kessler, representing 23XI and Front Row, suggests these teams decided they had no choice but to accept NASCAR's terms. Jordan himself has stated he's suing NASCAR on behalf of all the teams, so that even the smallest ones can receive equal footing in terms of benefits. So, whose version is true? Are teams mostly happy with the new charter agreement, or did they sign under duress, secretly hoping Jordan's lawsuit succeeds and improves conditions for everyone? Despite the courtroom drama, NASCAR competition rolls on. Bubba Wallace's Air Force stealth-inspired livery debuts in Las Vegas, while a potential revolution brews beneath the sport's surface. This isn't just another sports lawsuit, it's a defining moment that will reshape NASCAR's entire structure for decades to come. The stakes couldn't be higher. If Michael Jordan's team prevails, NASCAR faces a fundamental overhaul of its business model, potentially forcing a shift toward equitable revenue sharing similar to the NBA, NFL, and other major sports leagues. If NASCAR wins, industry insiders suggest they might abandon the charter system entirely, reverting to pre-2016 structures where teams had fewer guarantees but potentially more competitive opportunity. Either outcome promises massive change for America's premier motorsport at a critical moment in its history. What do you think? Is Jordan right to challenge NASCAR's model, or is NASCAR correct that 23XI is trying to force an NBA-style structure onto racing? Will this lawsuit help or hurt our beloved sport? Comment below. Until next time, remember, sometimes the most important races happen off the track.